أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم وفقنا وسائر المشتغلين للعلم والعمل الصالح بحق محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Al-Khidr alayhi salam, in his advice to the Prophet Moses alayhi salam, said, O son of Ali Imran, O son of Imran, do not ever condemn somebody for a mistake and cry over your own mistake instead. في وصية الخضر عليه السلام لموسى عليه السلام: يا ابن عمران لا تعيرن أحدا بخطيئته. يا ابن عمران لا تعيرن أحدا بخطيئته وابك على خطيئتك. وابك على خطيئتك. Yes. With Islamic laws, still we deal with the najasat, and we reach to semen. Semen is one of the essential najasa. That means the essential najasa, it couldn't be tahir unless it turned or converted to something else, physically or chemically. Issue number 88, the semen of human beings and of every animal whose blood gushes when its large vein cut. Definitely when its large vein, it should be a word right here, and this word cut. Yes, you should add this word. Now, the semen, when it gushes out from this animal, any animal? No, it is not on any animal, but the animals whose blood gushes forth when its large vein cut, just like cows, lions, sheep, their semen, mankind, their semen is what? Is najis. Najis. Okay. Issue number 89. The deceased of a human being is mutanajjis, is najis, not mutanajjis. The semen of a human being is najis. The deceased, ميتة الإنسان, the deceased of a human being is najis. Similarly, the deceased of any animal whose blood gushes forth with force is najis. So it is not only the deceased of human beings, but also the deceased of any animal whose blood gushes forth when it is cut. It will be what? It will be najis, irrespective of whether it dies a natural death, irrespective whether it dies in natural death or is killed in a manner other than that prescribed by Islam. Just like the sheep or the cow has been hit by a car and died. It doesn't matter. It's deceased, its body, it will be what? It will be najis. It will be najis, irrespective of whether it dies a natural death. Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah. It dies a natural death or not. or is killed in a manner other than that prescribed by Islam. As the blood of a fish, as the blood of a fish does not gush forth, as the blood of the fish not gushes forth. You know, the fish, when we cut its head, its blood, it never gushes forth. But maybe it comes out drop by drop, like this, not like human beings and so on. Its deceased is tahir. Its deceased is tahir. Even if it dies in water. Even if it dies in water. That means if the fish dies in water, it is what? It is haram to consume. It is haram to consume. Okay. Now, its body, its deceased, its body, it is najis or tahir? It is tahir. But it is haram to consume. It is haram to eat. It is tahir, but it is haram to consume. Issue number 90. Those parts of a deceased which do not contain life. Those parts of a deceased which does not contain life. Like what? Like, definitely we are talking about deceased. About deceased, don't forget. This is a deceased. There are some parts which does not contain life. Like what? Like wool, bone, nails, teeth, bones and horns are tahir. Are tahir. Not najis. Are tahir. So those parts of a deceased which do not contain life, like wool, hair, teeth, nails, bones and horns are what? Are tahir. Issue number 91. If flesh or any other part which contains life, flesh, you know, meat, the flesh, or any other part which contains life is cut off from the body of a living human being, just like if they cut off, for example, my hand. If God forbid, la samahallah, they cut off my hand and this flesh. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Now, when they cut off my hand, is the flesh najis or tahir? Let's see. If a flesh or any other part which contains life is cut off from the body of a living human being, or a living animal whose blood gushes forth, cut the leg of the sheep, for example, it will be najis. It will be najis. No, najis. It will be najis. It will be najis, not mutanajis. Issue number 92. Small pieces of skin which peel off from the lips. If you remember in summer or in winter, when our lips peel some skin, يتقشر, some skin peels off. This skin, we are talking about these pieces of skin, these parts of skin. Small pieces of skin which peel off from the lips or other parts of the body which peel off easily, and they do not contain life are tahir. And they do not contain life, they are tahir. So here we have two things. One thing is the flesh which it is cut off, which is cutting off from the human beings, and the human being is still alive, or from the animal and the animal is still alive, this flesh or anything which contains life, it is what? It is najis. The other thing, the skin, the small skins which peels from the lips or from the body, from the skin, huh? Which is easily to move, are they najis or tahir? They are tahir. So we have to differentiate between these things. Issue number 93. An egg from the body of a dead hen. You know the meaning of hen? Yes. Now we have a dead hen and we took what? We took an egg from its body. This hen is what? Is tahir. This hen is tahir. The egg is tahir, sorry. The hen definitely it is dead. Yes, you're right. This egg is what? Is tahir. But its exterior must be washed. Why? Because the exterior part of the egg is what? Is touching the dead body of the animal. Is touched the dead body of the animal. So it becomes mutanajjis. We need what? We just need to wash its exterior part. Issue number 94. If a lamb or a kid dies, why here he gave us example for a lamb and a kid? A lamb for the animals which their blood gushes, and a kid for the mankind. If they dies before it's able to graze, يعني still it is what? It is milking. It is milking, sucking milk from their mother. The rennet, it means the cheese which is in its stomach. The rennet or the cheese in its stomach. Found in its stomach is what? Is tahir. But its exterior should be washed with water. Why should be washed with water? Because it contacts what? It contacts the body of a deceased. Issue number 95. The liquid medicines, perfumes, ghee, soap, and wax polish, which are imported from where? From different countries, just like from the kafir countries. They are tahir. If one is not sure of their being mutanajjis, how I'll be sure that they are mutanajjis? For example, I saw in my eyes that the kafir person put his hand in it or use his hand to make this perfume or to make this ghee. So this perfume or this ghee is what is mutanajjis. Issue number 96. Fat, meat or hide of an animal about which there is a probability that it may have been slaughtered according to the Islamic law. What does it mean according to Islamic law? It means that we put the animal facing the Qibla, especially it's the frontal parts facing Qibla, and we start to fix it there to make stable there, and we slaughtered it with a knife, with an iron knife, not steel knife, and we say Bismillah, and we cut the 4 veins of this animal. This is the prescribed Islamic laws. This or the meat, hide, or an animal which are slaughtered according to these prescribed law in Islam, it is what? It is tahir, are tahir. However, if these things are obtained from a non-Muslim, if I have the meat from a non-Muslim, if I have a hide from a non-Muslim, or from a Muslim who himself obtained them from a non-Muslim, or I buy it from a Muslim, but this Muslim, he bought it from a non-Muslim without investigating whether the animal was slaughtered according to Islamic law, without investigating, it is haram. It is haram to eat the meat and fat. It is haram to eat the meat and fat. Why? Because we obtained it from a non-Muslim, or we have it from alaykum salam rahmatullah, or we have it from a Muslim which he obtained it from what? From a non-Muslim. So it is haram to eat it. But salah in that hide will be permissible. Salah in that hide will be what? Will be permissible. But if these things are obtained from Muslim bazaar, from Muslim souk, or a Muslim, or if we get the meat or the hide from a Muslim, and it is not known that he got them from a non-Muslim, I don't know that these meat, hide, I got it from a Muslim in a Muslim bazaar, and then I don't know, did he got it from a non-Muslim or from Muslim? I did not investigate. And it is not known that he got them from a non-Muslim, or if it is known that he got from a non-Muslim, but there is a great probability, I know that he got it from a non-Muslim, but there is a great probability that he has investigated about it being slaughtered according to Sharia. Like what? Like this non-Muslim whom this person, he took the meat or hide from it, he hires what? He hires Muslim people to slaughter what? To slaughter these animals. I'm sure of that. Yes, the owner, he is non-Muslim. The owner, he is non-Muslim. But the people whom, the butchers whom they slaughtered the animals, they are what? They are Muslims. There is a great probability that he has investigated about it being slaughtered according to Sharia, then eating such meat and fat is permissible. So here we have 2 ways or 2 hukum. The first hukum is to be sure that this animal is slaughtered by a Muslim. Is slaughtered by a Muslim. Either I have it from the Muslim himself, or I bought it from the Muslim who bought it from a non-Muslim, but there is a probability that this non-Muslim have what? This non-Muslim has what? Has Muslims, workers, whom they slaughtered these animals according to the Islamic laws, according to the Sharia. In this case, it is not haram. It is not haram to consume this meat and to have this hide. But if I have this meat or ghee or hide from Muslim and he obtained it from a non-Muslim. And he obtained it from a non-Muslim. And I'm sure that this person is not investigating. This person is not investigating whether this non-Muslim slaughtered this animal according to Sharia or not. In this case, it is haram to consume the meat and to use the hide. We came to another mutanajjis, or to another essential najasa, not mutanajjis, to another essential najasa, which is the blood. Blood. The blood of a human being, number one, and of every animal whose blood gushes forth when its large vein is cut. Yes. Alaykum salam rahmatullah.
In the subject of semen, there are one issue talking about the najas of semen only, issue 88, and other issue not talking about semen, about for only najasa, about the disease of a human, about the liquid medicine. Why there aren't any issues that talking about the semen?
Actually, there are no more things about issue. It is just this. It is just this issue he mentioned. It maybe in Minhaj, also in Minhaj al-Salihin. He does not have so much issues about semen, because it is only the few cases that the semen itself is najis. That's it. When you find, we're talking about the semen itself, it is najis, essential najasa. That's it. But in tahara you will find, and in ghusl you will find some issues about semen. When semen gushes out from the males, this male becomes what? Becomes mujnib, and he needs to have what? He needs to have ghusl. And in tahara, you have another issues. If that semen touches the body or the cloth, that body and that cloth will become mutanajjis. You need to make it tahir. These are in that place. But here we are talking about the semen itself. The semen itself. As what? As a najis thing. As essential najasa. Have you got it? Yes, sir. Yes, please, take the mic.
Sheikh, this is Mozu is very important. Actually, I am from travel some another countries, so this is a very big problem. And for example, I am going to India. Some places is Hindus market. So I am not buying meat. You know, this is a haram thing. And Indian market is very all Hindus, not a Muslim. This is very big problem.
Yes. Sayyid Abbas, your name?
I give the answer Sayyid Abbas. Because this is Iraq, all Muslim country.
Yeah, really
but
it is.
Going to another country, for example India, all Hindus mujud. All Hindu people.
Yeah, look, he is just giving an illustration to you that in a non-Muslim country, just like India, it is not a Muslim country. In spite of the Muslims, there are about maybe 150 million people there, but India is a very, very huge country, and its population is very huge too. The most of the people whom they are running and controlling the markets, as Sayyid mentioned, they are not Muslims, they are Hindus or Sikh, and they are infidels. So we have to be careful. And as well as the Muslims, all the Muslims over there, they have to be careful when they buy meat or hide or ghee from the markets. Have you got it? Thank you. Blood, the essential thing, blood is issue number 97. The blood of a human being and of every animal whose blood gushes forth when its large vein is cut is what? Is najis. Is najis. No, najis. It is essential najasa. It is essential najasa. It is najis. Because actually blood itself najis. Not it was tahir and then become mutanajis. Yes, exactly. Is najis. The blood of an animal, like a fish or an insect, like mosquito, is tahir because it does not gush forth. Definitely, blood is what? Is najis. One of the essential najasa. This is number one. Number two, it contacts, if the blood contacts anything tahir, that thing tahir will become what? Will becomes mutanajjis. And how we make it tahir? By washing it with water. Washing it with water. And sometimes if the cloth contact the blood and becomes mutanajjis, we just need to make it wash with water, even if the color of the water, just like not red. I mean, this cloth becomes yellow, it doesn't matter. It becomes tahir. You understand this? Okay. Yeah. The blood of a human being and of every animal whose blood gushes forth when its large vein is cut is najis. The blood of an animal like a fish, while some of the animals like a snake, a lizard, fish, okay, when we cut their large vein, blood is not gushes forth. It does not gushes out with force. Maybe a little bit softly. Not like sheep, not like mankind. Their blood, let's see, is what? Is tahir. Their blood is tahir. Now the question, is their kind of blood is tahir? And you can write this question. Is there a kind of blood is tahir? What is the answer? Who can answer me? Who can answer me? No, somebody else. Is there a kind of blood is tahir? Yes, take the mic, please, sir. Like what? Good. Give me an example. Give me an example. Okay? This is good. So there is a blood which is not najis, which is not essential najis, just like the blood of a fish, the blood of a mosquito, the blood of what? Lizard, the snake, and so on. Actually, some insects, like mosquito, it does not have a blood. Mosquito, it does not. We will take this issue later on, inshallah. But when it bites somebody and it takes the blood from him, and this blood, when it is stable in its body, this blood in the mosquito blood is what is tahir. Inshallah, we'll take it in details. Issue number 98.
Sheikh,
Yes.
Just about the مادر احنا بالعراقي ابو برياس. Its blood is
tahir.
So why in our society is very dirty?
You know, not it is in our society, but it is recommended in our heritage, in our Islamic heritage from the infallible Imams. It is recommended when you killed a lizard, go and take a bath. Yeah, it is in our heritage. Yeah, some people, they make it, no, it is najis, and no, it is not najis. It is not
Thank you,
najis.
Sheikh.
You're welcome. Issue number 98. If an animal whose meat is halal to eat is slaughtered in accordance with the method prescribed by Sharia, like a sheep, like a cow, like a hen, when we slaughter them according to the Sharia, and enough blood flows out, this blood which goes out, is this blood najis or not? Let's see. The blood of which is still left, definitely the blood which goes out is what? Is najis. The blood which goes out is najis. And if there are some drops of blood on your body, on your clothes, you should wash them. You cannot pray with them. You cannot pray with them, because this blood is najis. Which is still left in its body is tahir. The blood which is left in the hen, in the cow body, in the cow's body, in the sheep's body, is what is tahir. But can we consume it or not? We cannot consume it. It is tahir. What does it mean, tahir? It does not make the other parts of this cow or this sheep mutanajjis. But we cannot consume it. We cannot eat it. So it is tahir. However, the blood which goes back into the body of the animal due to breathe, or because of its head having been at a higher level at the time of its slaughtering, is what is najis. The blood is what is najis. You understand this? Good. Sometimes when we slaughtered an animal, when we cut off the four veins, this animal keep breathing for the last breath. So if the blood goes out, then while this animal is breathing, some of this blood goes inside the body. Yes. This blood is najis. If somebody asks why, what is the difference between this blood which goes out and then comes back again to the body, and the blood which is left in the body? This is the hukum. Definitely there is what? There is a reason. This blood which comes back is najis. What does it mean? It makes anything which it contacts is what? Mutanajjis. Which is different from the blood inside the body. The blood inside the body, it is tahir, not najis. Yes, we cannot consume it, we cannot eat it, but it is what? It is tahir. If there is a question, is there the same blood can be mutanajjis, the same blood can be najis, and the other part of it is tahir? Can you tell us? This is the solution. You have to write this down. It's very important. Issue number 99. As a recommended precaution, one should refrain from eating an egg which has even the smallest amount of blood in it. Yes, this blood is what? This blood is tahir. But you should refrain as a recommended precaution. It is not haram. Look, it is not haram. with vertical. But as a recommended precaution, one should refrain from eating an egg which has even the smallest amount of blood in it. However, if the blood is in the yolk, safar, yes, yellow portion, the albumin, البياض, white portion will be طاهر. Look, however, if the blood is in the yolk, yellow portion, the albumin, white portion will be طاهر, as long as the skin over the yolk is not torn. If you say, how it comes the yolk is طاهر while it has blood in it? Pay attention. This yellow portion, it covers with what? A very unseen skin. If you notice, when you break the egg, the yellow portion is still what? As it is. And it's very clear there is something which collect or which hide what? The yellow portion. Until you cut it, then the yellow portion will mix with the other part of the white albumin. Exactly. When we boil the egg, it's very clear. If there is what? If there is blood in the yellow portion, it will never make what? It will never make the white albumin متنجس. Alright? Now, this is as a recommended. انتبهوا، هذا استحباب انه ما ناكل هذا الدم اللي موجود بالصفار. As a recommended precaution, one should refrain from eating an egg which has even the smallest amount of blood. هذا استحباب انه احنا ما ناكل البياضة اللي بيها قطرة دم بالصفار مات. استحباب ترى مو حرام. استحباب. هو هسه راح نحكي. Yeah, if you move it, you can eat it. If you move it, you can eat it. Doesn't matter. Issue number 100. The blood which, am I right? Issue number? Yes. The blood which is sometimes seen while milking an animal. You are milking what? A cow, a goat, a sheep. Okay? Sometimes you see what? You see a blood comes out with the milk. The blood which is sometimes seen while milking an animal is najis. And makes the milk mutanajjis. So مشكلة عندنا ذولا people whom they are working with milk. ذولا الناس اللي يشتغلون ويا الحليب. Do they know this such issue or not? يعرفون مثل هيك مسألة لو قطرة دم وقعت بهذا السطل مال الحليب ابو 5 كيلوات ابو 10 كيلوات يكون يشيلوه يذبوه بعد. هذا حرام، هذا متنجس. أي there is some disease in this animal which makes the blood comes out with the milk, so we have to throw it. It is mutanajjis, and as Sheikh said, there is some disease in the animal which makes what? Which makes this blood goes out. Issue number 101 will come next week. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم.